For millions and millions of years, something lay hidden, perfectly preserved in the dark. It was a secret from a totally lost world, just waiting for a chance encounter to bring it back into the light. Well, today, we're going to uncover the absolutely incredible story of the dinosaur mummy of Alberta.
So, what did dinosaurs really look like? I mean, it's a question that's captivated all of us for generations, right? We see them in the movies, in books, you see them in museum displays. But all those reconstructions, every single one of those images, they're all based on a pretty fundamental challenge.
You see, for centuries, our only answers came from fragments and bones. Think about it. Paleontologists are like master puzzle solvers. They're trying to piece together clues from scattered bones to build a picture of these magnificent creatures. But here's the thing. It's almost always an educated guess. It's an assumption built on a skeleton that's just incomplete.
That is, until one man hits something that wasn't a rock. Yeah. Just one moment on a completely ordinary day would change our understanding of the ancient world forever. And it all started deep, deep underground, in a place you would absolutely never expect to find a dinosaur.
Okay, so before we get to the actual discovery, we really have to understand why this find is just so monumentally important. I mean, finding any dinosaur fossil is rare, but finding a complete one, it's almost a miracle. So let's get a quick definition out of the way. A fossil isn't just a bone. It can be a footprint, an imprint, any trace left behind by an animal that lived and died before humans showed up. But the best evidence, the real holy grail for paleontologists, is the creature itself. And this really gets to the core of the fossil challenge. Over millions and millions of years, the vast majority of these ancient giants just decayed, or they were compressed into the oil we use today. So the few that did manage to fossilize were often scattered, broken into bits and pieces. We basically had the blueprint, but we'd never actually seen the final product. Well, until now.
All right, let's jump to the day it all happened. So the scene is Suncor's Millennium Mine, way up in Alberta, Canada. Now, you got to picture this place. It's all heavy machinery and deep, deep excavation. It is not the kind of place you'd expect a major paleontological breakthrough.
So picture this. It's March 21st, 2011, about 2:30 in the afternoon. An excavator operator named Sean Funk is digging through this soft soil 200 feet deep when his bucket just clunks into something super hard. Annoying, sure, but probably not unusual. But then he looks closer, and he notices this peculiar pattern of circles in the dark brown clay. So he stops his machine, he calls his supervisor, and pretty soon the whole mine crew is gathered around just staring at this mysterious object, trying to figure out what on earth it could be.
Now, here's what's really interesting. This part of Canada, it was once a deep sea. So when the paleontologist Dr. Donald Henderson finally arrived from the Royal Tyrrell Museum, his first thought was, okay, this is probably a plesiosaurus, a type of marine reptile. It's actually pretty common in the area. A great find for sure, but not totally unexpected. Little did he know what was really buried inside that rock.
Okay, so what followed was this incredibly tense and delicate rescue mission. I mean, they had a priceless piece of history on their hands, and just one wrong move could literally destroy it forever.
So, the standard way to do this, you just use an electric jackhammer. But the team was terrified the vibrations would just shatter the delicate fossil inside. So they went with a much, much safer method called hydrovasing. It basically uses a high-pressure water gun to cut through the mud, and then a giant industrial vacuum to suck it all away. So they just carefully blasted away the earth, bit by bit, slowly freeing this massive block.
So after days of this meticulous work, the moment of truth finally arrived. The enormous block, with the fossil inside, was separated from the land. A crane hooked on, and it began to lift this multi-ton secret up, out of the ground.
And then it cracked open. The entire thing just split right in two. Can you imagine the sound, the collective gasp from the crew? Everyone's heart must have just stopped. All that work, a one-of-a-kind discovery, and it looked like it was all gone in an instant. But hope wasn't lost. Amazingly, despite the break, the fossil itself was still mostly intact inside the two pieces.
So, those broken pieces were carefully transported to the Royal Tyrrell Museum. And this is where the real work, I'm talking about the painstaking, meticulous, and just unbelievably long process of unveiling this dinosaur was about to begin.
5 years. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's how many years a dedicated team of technicians worked on this thing, day in, day out, carefully chipping away the stones surrounding the fossil, literally grain by grain.
All told, that's over 7,000 man-hours. Just an incredible amount of intense focus and dedication. It's really a testament to the kind of passion and patience that this kind of science requires. And when they were finally done, what they saw pretty much left them speechless. This was no Plesiosaurus. It wasn't even just a skeleton. It was a dinosaur, in 3 dimensions, seemingly in the flesh, well, fossilized flesh, that was hidden away from the world for over 100 million years.
So here's the big reveal. They had discovered an entirely new species of nodosaur. That's a type of heavily armored, plant-eating dinosaur. This thing died 110 million years ago, and it was so perfectly preserved. I'm talking skin, armor, and get this, even the traces of its last meal were still in its stomach. This right here was the dinosaur mummy.
Now you have to understand, this discovery wasn't just about finding a cool new dinosaur to put on display at a museum. No way. It was a complete game changer for paleontology. It basically opened a direct window right into the Cretaceous period.
For the very first time, researchers had a sample in its original form, not just a collection of bones. This was the breakthrough. All the guesswork they had to do about skin texture, armor placement, body shape, suddenly it was all replaced with hard evidence. Scientists could actually see it, touch it, and analyze it directly.
And the details they found are just astounding. For one, chemical analysis revealed it had a reddish-brown skin tone. They could see its full-body armored jacket, which was obviously for defense. They figured out this slow-walking herbivore weighed about 3.5 tons, and because of that preserved last meal, they knew exactly what kinds of plants it ate right before it died. Incredible.
So, in the end, the story of the Alberta dinosaur mummy just proves that our planet is still full of these incredible secrets. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? As you go about your day, how many more secrets, how many other marvels and windows to the past are just lying there, right beneath our feet, waiting for that one lucky moment to be discovered?